Alright, so if you're at all like me and you enjoy entertaining, dinner parties, cocktail parties, casual backyard barbecues, then you would know that there are few things more gratifying to a host than to see people suck down the drinks you give them because they're that delicious, right? If stuff's gone in a flash, it means that your guests are having a good time, they're enjoying what you gave them, and it makes you feel really good. Well, today's cocktail is named in reference to that. It's called Hole in the Cup. The idea is it's so tasty, people are gonna just suck it down in a minute, and it's gonna look almost like there were holes in the bottom of the cups because the cocktail disappeared so fast. That's all well and good, but the weird thing is the ingredient list. Blanco tequila, absinthe, pineapple, and cucumber. Now, I don't know about you, but that doesn't sound like a winning combination. It just sounds weird. So, I found this recipe in my favorite bar book, Regarding Cocktails by Sasha Petraske. I've yet to have a bad drink from that book, but we'll see what happens here. Now, when cocktails call for pineapple juice, it's generally understood that canned pineapple juice is what most people can get their hands on, and this really isn't a problem. As I discovered in my recent pina colada video, unlike citrus juices, there is nothing wrong with tinned pineapple juice. But this drink specifically calls for fresh pineapple juice. And since I'm very limited in my kitchen appliances, what you see on screen is the best method I could come up with for juicing fresh pineapple. I'm using 2 muddlers to progressively break down the fruit into a near puree, but this consistency will filter through a mesh strainer much more easily than an actual puree. Trust me, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. All said and done, I need 1 ounce of fresh pineapple juice in my tin, followed by 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup, 1/4 of an ounce of fresh lime juice, 1.5 ounces of fresh Blanco tequila, 1/4 of an ounce of absinthe, this does not have to be fresh, and 2 slices of cucumber with a 3rd one reserved for garnish. Then I'll add the standard 1 cracked and 1 whole ice cube combination, and shake the crap out of everything. Seriously, put some muscles into it and shake it like you're trying to pulverize the cucumber because, well, that's exactly what we're trying to do. Well, that and create a nice frothy head on the top of the cocktail. Once you're all shook up, strain it into a coupe from a decent height in order to help froth the cocktail. Now, cobbler shakers suck where muddled fruit is involved, but in this case, it only helped with the frothing business. Finally, add your reserved cucumber slice, and voila, the hole in the cup. Alright, well, best part of the video, I get to try this thing, and I gotta say, it's really pretty. It's kind of a light green pink in person. I'm not sure what it's gonna look like in post-production. It's got a big frothy head on it. It smells of cucumber and tequila. I don't smell the absinthe or the pineapple, but yeah, I'm so excited. Let's give it a try. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is so interesting. It tastes like candy. It tastes like straight candy. Like the absinthe and pineapple have somehow fused into one and it's so sweet. I didn't fudge with the specs at all, but this thing is really sweet in a nice way, in a really good way. Okay, you can taste the tequila all the way throughout. That's a really nice agave flavor. It's got kind of a creamy, rich mouthfeel from all the froth of the pineapple and the cucumber together. Those are kind of foaming agents and they're really giving it kind of a thickness on your tongue. The flavor is like some sort of a rich candy fruit flavor when you're drinking it, and then after you swallow, you start to really notice the flavor of pineapple. But the lime and the absinthe are way lower in prominence than the pineapple. And so maybe 20 seconds after you drink, you can start to notice some of that anise licorice flavor from the absinthe, but it's really faint. You kind of have to know that it's there to taste it. I think the reference to it being a hole in the cup is really apt because it's not a challenging drink. It's very friendly, it's very like inviting. It's got a little bit of that agave, make you salivate, want to keep drinking thing going on from the tequila, and it's just the right blend of being a sweet cocktail but not too sweet. It's fruity but not like a sour where it's really like citrus flavor. You know, it's much more complex than that. Creamy in the mouthfeel, but it doesn't feel heavy. I get why they named it this. It definitely is a crowd-pleasing kind of cocktail, especially if you're doing it for people who are not big cocktail fans. A lot of times hosting cocktail parties is kind of difficult because you're the one cocktail nerd and everybody else is not, but you know, maybe they like it and they want to hang out with you, they want to spend some time. And so you put a cocktail like this in front of them, they're going to want to ask questions. You put other cocktails in front of people and you're going to want to tell them all about it, and they're not necessarily going to want to ask questions. They're just going to want to sip it and talk about whatever it is people talk about at cocktail parties. You put this in front of somebody and it's going to be so tasty, people are going to want to keep drinking it and just suck it down. And it doesn't taste like it's got that much booze in it, which it does. But it doesn't taste like it. They're not going to be afraid to just keep going on this thing pretty rapidly. But the flavor is not easily identifiable. And so this is a conversation starting kind of a drink if you're serving it to people who are not big cocktailians, you know? So yeah, I wholeheartedly endorse this. I never would have guessed that this is what it would taste like. And I don't know if my palate is advanced enough to figure out and reverse engineer the ingredients just by tasting it. It's so much greater than the sum of its parts, you know? It doesn't taste like I thought it would. I mean, obviously I'm happy now, and I was kind of like weirded out during the intro. So I'm curious if any of you have given this a try. If you like the video, hit the button. If you don't like the video, hit the other button and let me know why in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Luke. This is the Homemade Edition, and I hope to see you in the next video. Cheers.